for more. I'm glad you're here. Today we're discussing chapter 7 of the book. I thought it was just me, but it isn't. Making the journey from what will people think to I am enough. Chapter 7 had so many goodies. It's kind of hard to condense it all in 10 minutes, but I'm gonna do my best. So it talked about practicing courage in a culture of fear. And I was listening to another book, and it said that basically our two main emotions are either love or fear. And how we act according to both of those emotions makes a world of a difference. But fear has been ingrained so much in our culture that sometimes it's kind of hard to walk away from it. And even when you walk away from it, someone will always kind of like, you're trying to walk away from fear and walk in your own path of love, and people throw pebbles at you. I said the universe will throw a little pebble at you. Are you sure you want to be in that path? So just remember that it is a choice. Sometimes it's easier than others to follow that path. But even if we end up in a different path, you can always find your way back. And so Brene talks about fear and shame work together to create the perfect emotional storm. And so what's a perfect emotional storm for most women is the fear of being imperfect. And that is a big, I've talked about this before, I know. Perfection has been one of my biggest challenges, I guess you could say. And she talks about this clip from a movie called Flashdance, in which it looked so perfect, and the main actress had the scene with 4 different types of dances. I don't really remember the movie. I know the movie, but I don't really remember it. And even though it seemed so perfect, it actually had 4 different actresses doing that scene. So the media has a way of making us believe that perfection is attainable when it really isn't. And the more we realize that yes, we can strive, but that perfectionism is a myth, that perfectionism is an image that might cause more pain than good, then we can remember to come back into that love. And one of the things that a lot of us try to go for perfectionism is with body image. So in chapter 3, I discussed 12 different, I think they were called elements of shame, 12 categories of shame. And body image is one of those that's spoken about in this chapter. And the way that we view our body impacts how we look at life and how we live life. So how can we change that? How can we be okay with that? I've been looking at my hair because for a long time I really hated having curly hair, and I just wanted the perfect hair. And I am pretty sure my daughter, one of my daughters, has super straight hair, and she's trying to go the other way. So whatever we don't have, it's like it's not perfect enough. And so how can we learn to love our bodies just as they are, with the little rolls, with the wrinkles, with the age spots, with the acne scars, with whatever is in your body. Just knowing that we all have those can also be a little liberating. Then she also talked about motherhood and how motherhood is so linked to being a woman, and that every participant, she interviewed hundreds of women to gather information for the book, and every participant checked off, I guess you could say, motherhood as one of their triggers. And then interestingly, we want to look like we're perfect moms, but not look like we're working for it, not look like we're trying. Yeah, I just woke up with this hair. Yes, I just woke up looking like this. And the truth is that most of us don't wake up looking like this. We wake up more like this than anything else. And being okay with that. And how do we let go of perfection? When we choose growth over perfection, we immediately increase our shame resilience. I'm going like that to Penny, my dog, who's right here, and she's about to start barking. No, Penny. Yeah, let's bark at perfection. Yeah. We don't need perfection in our life anymore. We need growth. And so some of the common language that a lot of these women who had more shame resilience, they talked about, I want to work on getting better at. I want to improve the way I'd like to do a little less of this and a little bit more of this. I want to be perceived as doing my best at. I want to be perceived as trying. And so I think for a long time, I've been working at accepting myself just as I am. And I still go back and I'm like, oh, maybe I can buy this little cream to get rid of these sunspots, or maybe I can buy this to make my hair less poofy and more this. And then I go back to like, okay, it's okay. This is what I was born with. There's a reason for me to have this. So learning to accept it. And the truth is, according to Brene Brown, is that when we aim for perfection, there's nowhere to go but down. So going back to that growth mentality, setting small goals. And it's either a goal that you can say, yes, I achieved it, or no, I didn't achieve it. Making sure that it's a small goal. And even if we don't achieve these goals, like I go on and off about cardio. I'm more of a yoga person. And so I actually started doing 3 minutes of cardio 4 days a week. Yeah, my husband laughed at me for that. But it was a lot easier to see, yeah, I can do 3 minutes. And then eventually I built down to 15 minutes of cardio. And so making tiny little goals like that will help you feel successful, will help you build the habit of doing something that's going to help make you feel better. And so also knowing, and I fell off the wagon, I'm gonna be honest, I stopped. I got sick, and then I stopped, and it's been a few months now since I've gone back to my 15 minutes of cardio. But being okay with that, knowing, okay, I'm human, I make mistakes, I fall, I get back up, I fall, I get back up. And having that compassion for yourself, I think it's one of the most important lessons. So compassion will always have your back, no matter what happens. So having that compassion for yourself, yeah, I fell, but I can get back up. And so what's one thing that you can work on to get better at? One thing. You can either choose one of the 12 categories of shame that you can shift a tiny bit. Tiny bit shifts can help you improve tremendously over time. We don't have to change like that. Sorry, I'm not your fairy godmother. And I don't have one either. So tiny little shifts over time can make a huge impact. So pick one thing that you can change. Okay, till next time. You ready for chapter 8? Okay, much love.